maybe have a walk around and if you think any needs switching round.
Well, I've worked as a teaching assistant and I couldn't find a degree that kind of fitted what I wanted to do, and then I came across the Open University Design and Innovation degree. It looked really interesting. It was fun. It was completely different to anything I'd studied before.
Basically, we've divided the room up into the different modules, so first year modules, second year modules and third year modules. So this is the third year wall extending around here, past the door and over onto that wall. I'm a geologist by background. I used to find that when I needed to make something, I would have an idea of what I needed, and then I'd go straight away to welding or forming something or bending some metal. And then you get halfway through making the thing and you think, oh, if I thought about that at the start, I'd never have done it that way. So I just felt I needed to have a better understanding of the design process.
I sort of scanned the internet, came across this course, and it looked perfect for me because I could fit it in with family commitments and, you know, just sort of work at home. It had a lot of my interests. There was the design, sort of art elements, and also I could choose some humanity modules.
The last 10 years I've been working in IT, and I wanted to develop outwards a bit from a narrow technical sort of field. So I chose to do a degree in computing and IT with design because design would give me more breadth.
You're not coming here to do an interior design course or to train to be a furniture designer or a product designer. All of those elements might be in the course, but what we're really focusing on here is how we think as designers.
I think because the design course is very broad, it gives you a little bit of a taste of all different areas of design. We've sort of covered little bits of architecture, like chair design, product design.
One of the things we've learned is to question what the problem is, not jump to solutions too quickly.
One good thing about the Open University is people come from a very wide range of backgrounds, and so people will approach the same problem in completely different ways that you would never have thought of.
I can't walk down the street without seeing something that I could improve now, and I'm always ready to change things or do things in a different way.
All of this is doable for everybody, and there are a lot of misconceptions about how you design, and actually that you've got to be really good at drawing or you've got to be really technically minded. You don't. Most of this can be taught, and the things that can't be taught are learned by practice.
Design at the Open University can be studied with a number of other subjects, with arts, with business, with engineering and environment. And we're also adding some other subjects now: health, society, sustainability, energy and interfaces and interaction. It means that people can go off into a huge range of different careers.
I like studying design, but I also like studying the humanities as well, and I like the way that you can sort of marry the two together, and I think the ones help each other.
Our starting point is design thinking, that's U101. U101 is a really fun course. It's got lots of making, lots of thinking in a really, really creative way.
And it sits, if you like, as the very introduction to Qualification Q61, Design and Innovation. And it tries to introduce the notion that design isn't just about making objects, it's not just about being a graphic designer or an interior designer or a website designer. It's about the thing that's common to all of those specific disciplines. It's about design cognition, it's about how you think as a designer, how you do things as a designer, and how those skills, abilities, attitudes all go together.
The main one that I remember from U101 is the game board design. That was a lot of fun, where we were taking an everyday situation and turning it into a board game. And I am constantly driving my children around to different clubs and things, so I did Taxi Mum.
It sort of frees up your creativity and it kind of stops mental blocks.
We move from there to level 2, which is more about the fundamentals of design, design essentials we call it, T217.
You need to let yourself to become a child. So you need to let yourself to forget all the knowledge that you have and be able to rediscover yourself.
And then at the third level, we come to T317. It's really asking questions about how we can be responsible designers in society. And so we link to things like sustainability, ethics, values, and we get students to really critically review the sort of project they want to do to leave the university with. And that's sort of your portfolio piece, if you like, when you go out.
I know for a lot of our design students, the ability to show your work and share your work with other people is so important. And I'm particularly impressed that it's been our associate lecturers, tutors and students who've been involved in the selection and the curation, which is fabulous.
This exhibition is all about showing off good student work. And we had 45 submissions and 35 of those made it into the show. Looking at all the 3 years we have, U101, the first level, the second and third level, I can see very different skills coming through. In the first level, I think it's more about creativity, out-of-the-box thinking. The second level goes much more in detail of some aspects of design thinking and communicating. And then in the third year, I can see very detailed work, ideas really worked out and showing what's the potential of a design for innovation.
When you see the work round about you here is you're starting to see students who are realising the value of their own thinking, and that's absolutely critical to this. And more employers are looking for that too.
Some of these things that I'm looking at, I'm actually thinking this is a viable idea, this is something that's actually marketable, that could go out there and actually be made and be really successful. So I've been pretty impressed.
I chose the TMA 4, I think it was, my final assignment, for a poster I produced regarding single-use plastic, something I'm very passionate about. And the fact I work in a restaurant that uses single-use plastics, so the interest was to try and get the restaurant to stop using the plastics, and I obviously help with my TMA at the same time.
I am an external examiner of the design cluster, and my role is to look at the structure, look at the material, the way the student been assessed. And my impression for the exhibition, I think, is really good quality. It captured a lot of interesting idea, and it's also showed the good understanding of the design process, design to the systematic way of thinking.
There are certain core skills that has to do with your ability to reflect on your environment, to critically see things that work well, things that don't work well, to develop aspirations and visions about how the future should be constructed, and be able to turn ideas into more specific plans and actions.
The main thing for me is that I can now produce a range of things that I just couldn't have done 5 or 6 years ago. Suddenly your horizons really broaden because the skills in your toolbox are so much greater than they were when you started.
I'm not entirely sure at the moment how I want to take it. I'm only halfway through my degree course, and actually there's been lots of, along the way, I've been tempted to go down quite a few different routes.
I think I'm a lot more open to different experiences now as well, and a lot more confident in my own ability in drawing using a computer and just having a go.
It's such a mixture of scientific and creative thinking.
I think with the Q621 qualification, it's an opportunity to rediscover yourself to some extent and find the skills and the abilities that you need for your own working environment.